Hi, my name is Cubes, and in today's video I will be showing you how to make necrotrap, specifically the bases of necrotrap. Necrotrap has one of the most iconic bass sounds in all the trap subgenres, and it's not hard to replicate, but you do need to know a few things about layering and mixing in order to achieve a specific sound. I'm going to start from scratch within each of the VSTs so that you can follow along. So for this song, I'm going to play the chorusy bass part. Oops. Okay, I've got 3 layers here. The first layer is this. So this is our main mid bass layer, and it's mostly like it does have some crispiness in the high end, but I use it mostly for these lower frequencies. These guys. That's what I mostly use it for. For this next one, this is kind of our main tone here. So this one does have good mid frequencies, but it's not as beefy as the last one. This one mostly focuses on this about this range. And then to finish it off here is the sub, which is just low end. It's the sub frequency here, and then overtones. And that's it. That's all those together sound like this. Oh, I lied. There's one. There's 2 more aspects to this. The first one is a clipper, and I'm hard clipping the shit out of it. And then I'm doing a little trick here to give it more of like a rattle. Just do this. just do what I've done in the EQ. And obviously you can do this in any EQ, but I literally just do this. Get another one in there. This is literally all I do. Just that. Mess around the frequency, like change it, and when you highlight and like move them around, you get different tones, and this is a pretty useful trick for getting like that rattle, a good rattle in your basses. The clipper, I'll show you what that's doing. So this is with the clipper, and this is without the clipper. So the clipper is just like squishing the shit out of it, and it's giving it that like the shitty speaker distorted sound, which a lot of people like. So and it sounds nice. It sounds good in context. That's mostly what I got going on here. I'm gonna use the same MIDI. The MIDI pattern, I don't know. I'd copy this if you want. I don't care. E, oh god, E is the best sub note. E is I will die on this hill. E is the best sub note. It has the best overtones, and I always get I just get the beefiest sound from it. So I usually try to produce within the sub area. I try not to go higher than G sharp, and I try not to go lower than B. I try to stay in this range, and if you want to go outside that range, that's fine, like a lot of people do. This is gonna be where your basses hit the hardest, though. My favorite range is between F sharp and D, probably, and then outside of that, it's not as good, but like don't constrain yourself. But yeah, so for this song, I'm just using E and E flat, and then I've got some sub slides sprinkled in there. So we'll start with the sub. We'll pull Serum into here, and all a sub needs to be is pretty much this. This is all a sub is. And for the bass pattern, or for the MIDI I have, definitely make sure it's mono. Your sub should always be mono anyways. And then for like sub slides and stuff, a little portamento is always good. And then it depends on the plugin and the preset you're using. Sometimes it gets weird. Having it in mono will make it so that it like might stop after this note if you got one long sustain note. So just have to do something like this, probably. Yeah, like that. And you can do more with that. Like you can distort it. We'll just put a hard clip on there, clipping it. There we go. I'll give you some more overtones. You can do this one. Fuck it, I'll do this one. I don't care. You can do a little more with this as well. If I want to add in an oscillator, that's pretty good. Again, this should be your only sub frequency. This, when I have it here, that's not sub. That is mid bass. Okay, that is not sub. This is sub. Get the difference. This is mid bass. Okay. So you can stack these. This is fine to stack because your mid bass doesn't have any sub frequencies in it, and it sounds nice together with the distortion. So I'll keep that as our sub layer. I think that sounds nice. And then we'll do our mid bass now. Just open up another Serum. Okay, for mid basses, you can be a little more. You can make them a little more interesting. Mid basses, I like to have something a little more crunchy in them. So what I like to do with mid basses, I like to put them at a sub frequency, but cut the sub frequency out in the EQ. And then same deal, mono, portamento. There you go. This is honestly a fine. This is a fine mid bass. Honestly, I might just to keep that. So this is what we got so far. And is this being clipped? Okay, this is getting clipped right now. So let me take this out of the. I'll turn the clipper off here. And that. Okay, there we go. Okay. There's our sub. There's our mid bass. And as you saw, that clipper and EQ added quite a bit. So we'll save that for last just so you can hear what's going on. If I wanted to, I could even go lower. The lower you go with your oscillators, the more overtones you're going to get. So with this type of music, it's important to have like really meaty overtones. So going just like. So I'm actually going to even go into here, basic shapes, and then I'm going to turn this into a square wave, and then here. Just a little bit more crispiness. That's pretty good. So this is what we have so far. And that's pretty good. And what I'll usually do is I'll double up the EQ so that sub frequency isn't trying to push through. And it will push through when you move an octave up. Like that note there was technically the sub note. Don't worry about it. It's fine. For the last one, we'll open up new Serum. So this is where you get to have more fun. The other ones are mostly like for filler and getting like your sound there. And honestly, on their own, like they sound fine. If I were to just have that be the bass. So that's what we have so far, and it sounds pretty. It sounds fine. It's a chunky, heavy bass, but we want necrotrap bass, which is silly. So yeah, we're gonna go into our new Serum patch here, and we're just gonna mess around. The digital wavetables are always great. Iken Has Kick is a great one. Let's do PWM. That sounds good. Again, I'm going for that lower pitch so that I get the overtones. Because if it's the higher pitch, it's still nice, but it's not the same. And then I'll layer this with, I don't know, I'll just do like a square wave or something. That sounds okay. Turn it down. And maybe we'll do... Not sync, we'll do quantize. Yeah, just adds a little extra. Then we can distort this if we want. Sine fold's cool. Yeah, that's a good one. And then you can always multi-band if you want. Usually just helps it a little bit. And then reverb, you can. I just turn the decay down. Like with reverb, you want it to sound like it's more in a room. Like that, to me, that's a little too much. Less. That sounds pretty good. And then low cut for sure. Yeah, I mean, that sounds good. It sounds good to me. And if we put those together, this is what it sounds like. Okay, so the mid bass I would turn down a little bit. Yeah, that sounds good. Now, for the group, we will put on our clipper. GClip, you can use GClip. For whatever reason, GClip doesn't work on the new Max Silicon chips, so I don't get to use it anymore. Unless there's been a recent update, but I haven't seen anything. For clipping, yeah, GClip's free. Just get GClip. If you're in my situation, I don't know, just get a clipper. Get a good clipper. Get a good hard clipper. This clipper, I like. It works really well. Setting up's a bit of a pain in the ass, but it's worth it. It sounds really nice. So that's with the clipper. This is without. This just squishes the shit out of it. And then we'll get that rattle in there. Again, just like mess around, have fun with this part, experiment, do whatever. Get a few more in here. Okay, yeah. And then moving around, just... That sounds pretty good. That one sounds pretty good. So that's pretty much all I would do. And now within the song, this is what it sounds like. Yeah, that's it.